This is my current audio setup and people love the audio out of it. I get compliments all the time. It cost me around $400. This is the Comica VM40, and chances are you've never heard of it. This is not a well-known brand like Sennheiser or DJI or Rode, but they've done something incredible here. This shotgun is completely tricked out, brace yourself, but also this is a completely unbiased, unsponsored review. I bought this thing with my own money. The VM40 is an entirely wireless shotgun microphone that has up to 40 hours of internal storage and can record 32-bit float audio. It has app control, high and low cut filters, a safety track mode, real-time audio monitoring, and built-in noise reduction, because why not? This is basically the shotgun version of the Rode Wireless Pro, which was absolutely revolutionary, but the question remains, can it deliver on all of these promises? First off, let's take a look at what you'll get out of the box. In the front pocket of this nice carrying case, you'll find a foam and a dead cat windscreen for the microphone. There's also some cables here in case you want to plug the mic directly into your camera or some other type of receiver. You can also plug it directly into your phone if you have a USB-C port, which I unfortunately do not. There's also some adapter screws, the stand adapter, the shock mount, the receiver, and finally, of course, the microphone itself, which is the transmitter. I will say the receiver feels kind of cheap and plastic, but the transmitter itself has a nice aluminum construction and it feels solid. I also like the case. I think it's kind of nifty. The instructions are helpful, and to get started, you just turn both the transmitter and receiver on. The receiver is automatically paired with the microphone, and from here you can control the recording mode, either stereo, mono, or safety. The safety track will record a second audio track at 6 decibels lower than what you have the gain set on the microphone, just in case things get a little bit too loud. Now, in my opinion, this is completely redundant and unnecessary with 32-bit float audio, which we'll get to in a minute. With the receiver, you can also select whether you want no noise reduction, low, or high. You can set the gain of the receiver by tapping the right or left buttons on the bottom, and you can also monitor the audio waves coming from the mic with this thing. One of my nitpicks with the device, though, is that this audio monitor seems to be pretty low quality. It's not very smooth, it doesn't react very quickly to the audio, like there's a delay, and it doesn't seem to really want to move above the halfway mark, even when I have the gain of the mic set all the way up. But again, this would be a much bigger issue if you didn't have 32-bit float audio on this thing. With 32-bit, you basically don't have to monitor your audio at all. You can also monitor your audio from the live feed using this headphone jack on the side, which is actually kind of trippy because there's basically no latency whatsoever. So you're hearing yourself through the microphone, through your headphones, in real time. Wow. That's weird. What's even crazier is one of the new features just introduced by today's sponsor, Epidemic Sound. Epidemic recently launched a new voiceover generation tool that uses real voice artists combined with AI to create any voiceover you want just from text. Whether you're working on an ad, a short video, or a long video, this gives you access to professional voices that you can fine-tune to match your style.
You can even model your own voice and create voiceovers of yourself. What you're hearing right now is entirely AI.
And that is just blowing my mind.
Not to mention, Voices is still in beta, so it's only going to get better from here.
Every single commercial subscriber to Epidemic Sound already has access to the Voices tool, on top of Epidemic's already amazing library of over 50,000 songs and 200,000 sound effects. I've got a link down in my description where you can start a free trial of the service to see if you like it, and if you decide you do, you can get 2 months at 50% off using the code Joseph at checkout, which is just awesome. Thank you, Epidemic Sound, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to talking about the VM40. On the microphone itself, there's another headphone jack so you can monitor directly from the mic, and there's a similar information screen for you to change some settings, but only 2 buttons on the body. The top one turns on and off the high pass frequency and low pass filters, and a long press starts recording. The bottom button turns the mic on and off and switches between normal and safety track mode. These buttons did present a couple of mishaps in my use of the microphone because it's pretty easy to accidentally press them. Now, this isn't going to cause major issues because to start and stop recording, you have to press and hold that button, and to turn the mic on and off, you have to press and hold the other button, but it is easy to accidentally bump the high and low pass filters on. Finally, you can adjust the gain of the mic itself by turning this little dial on the back. That said, if you prefer to control things with your phone, all of these settings can be adjusted with the Comica app, which is actually incredibly easy to use. All these features are great, but they'll be completely worthless if the microphone sounds like crap. So I'm gonna put it up against my previous microphone and the reigning champ, the Rode Videomic Pro Plus. These mics are in your typical like boom pole setup, very close to my face. And this will give you the deepest, fullest audio from, any sort of subject. And it's what these sort of boom microphones are made to be used for. So what I'm curious about is whether the Comica audio stands up to the Rode. Do you get sort of a fullness? Is there a depth to it, or does it sound a little bit tinny? One benefit of the Comica, of course, is that it has 32-bit float, which this Rode doesn't. Now, with the Rode, if I go super loud and I peak it and I go above what I'm recording, then I lose that. Now, I can have a safety track on the Rode or on the recording device that I'm using, but if it's really bad, like say I turn it all the way up here, and we'll be peaking even the safety track at this point. That's about as high as the gain goes on the Comica. It's as high as the gain goes on the Rode, and the Rode is freaking out. But the Comica, I can pull down in that 32-bit float, and all of that audio is salvageable. So that's one huge selling point for the Comica. I'm gonna turn the Rode back down now. And now we have a better comparison where we can look at the actual quality of the sound coming out of these microphones. It's still in frame a little bit there. But when it comes to solo productions, having that 32-bit float where you don't even have to monitor audio is a huge plus. I mean, call me crazy, but I think these mics sound perfectly identical. I need to do this again, hold on. This is the Rode Videomic, and this is the Comica VM40. I mean, come on, you couldn't pick out which one of these is which. I mean, honestly, try. Leave a comment down below. Let me know which one you're hearing right now. You can't. You don't know the difference. I guarantee it. And the other cool thing about the Comica is that instead of the whole system that I have with the Rode where you have to unplug an SD card and then import that into the computer and you've got this whole system, the VM40, I just plug this microphone directly into my computer and export the audio that way. It's super easy. Size-wise for the VM40, the actual mic is a little bit longer than my Rode Videomic Pro, which can be kind of annoying for vlogging, but it's not so bad when you consider that it is an internally recording microphone, so you don't have to plug this into anything, and you can actually plug a lav mic into your camera as well as having the shotgun mic. That said, if you want to use the VM40 as a onboard camera shotgun microphone and you plug it into your camera, just turning on the camera and hitting record will turn on this microphone, just like the Rode Videomic Pro. That said, if you're really just going to be doing vlogging, I might actually still recommend the Rode Videomic Pro over this, simply because the form factor of it is a little bit more manageable because it's not so long, especially with the windscreen. Otherwise, the VM40 is your go-to. The battery life on the VM40 is actually pretty decent. It'll give you 10 hours of operation in the wireless mode and up to 32 hours in the wired mode. I'd say that 10-hour mark is just enough that I could confidently use this on an entire day of production without worrying about recharging it. For YouTube, one charge will get me through about 3 to 4 videos. Finally, let's talk price. You would expect a mic like this that sounds so good and has so many features to cost at least as much as the Rode Wireless Pro at around $300. But the Comica VM40 actually comes in quite a deal underneath this at $250, which makes it even cheaper than the Rode Videomic Pro Plus that I was comparing it to earlier. So in my opinion, the price is right, the sound is great, the features are phenomenal, and the Comica VM40 is my #1 shotgun mic pick for you here in 2025. Now, if shotguns aren't quite your thing and you're interested in having all of these features in a lav mic, you should check out this video over here where I review the Rode Wireless Pro and compare it to the DJI Mic 2. I think that those pieces of equipment might just suit your fancy.